All right then. Okay, so we'll start.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I know you also wanted to talk about the. Of course, we're going to cover the World Cup final. We're a little bit late, but still good time to cover it. I know you wanted to cover the third place playoff games. So I guess we can start there. Obviously, they weren't of utmost importance, and like they weren't all too competitive until, of course, the second half. So we don't have to spend too long on it. But yeah, I mean,
No
we can
problem.
start now. We can just start
Whatever
now.
works for you.
Yeah, we can just start now on the third place playoff game if you for your takeaways from the match.
Okay. This I thought it was nice to run this up like with the final and the third place as well.
Yeah, I thought I just thought it was like it was just France took it as a third place playoff game. Like it meant nothing, whereas if you
Yeah, I agree. I
surprisingly took
didn't
it
recognize
seriously.
France. I felt like they didn't care. They just didn't want it. And I don't know, but correct me if I'm wrong. But when you play in the World Cup, third place, fourth place, surely in the FIFA ranking it counts.
Yeah, I guess to an extent, but then I think as well, like a lot of them, their minds just on the fact that they could have been playing the next day, which would have been the World Cup final. So like they just didn't. I agree in a sense because like you'd rather be third than fourth, like obviously, but like I just
But you know
think
what?
you know
For me, England
you'd
best
rather finish
finish.
the finals. So
Yeah, for me, England best finished since '66 World Cup, so that's a massive improvement. So no one, I did not expect anything from them, and the way they beat France, the way they just like made France look so ordinary, like I thought, wow. But in all
but in
fairness,
some
Kylian
ways as well,
Mbappe,
though, yeah.
huh?
I mean, in some ways as well, France did it to themselves. I mean, I just think it was
They
like
did. They
almost
did. It's like
almost like
shooting himself in the foot. And I have to say, Kylian Mbappe, I felt like it was a personal mission to break the record. He didn't care about winning, losing. He just wanted to score goals. Like I didn't see a team that put any care into it. Like for them, third place it means nothing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll speak on Mbappe and the Golden Boot like later on, but yeah, no, I mean France were just like they were just all over the place. There was no
Yeah.
defensive
Olise, how
structure
many
covering at
goals he could
all.
have scored if he really like this guy is a genius. This guy's amazing. The chances that my man wasted.
Yeah, I'm
I was
yeah, like
shocked. He was on target and he like all of this missed. I'm like, no, this is not the France that we've watched. I thought it was a just another team. I was like, what the hell?
yeah,
But
yeah.
I
I
have to
mean,
say the game was good though. It felt like a final to me though.
yeah, no, the like yeah, like as a whole, the game and the scoreline. I mean, it looks like a great game and an all-time game. I mean, I can't really get past the first half because like
Oh,
you
full
don't
nil
really
down.
you don't really get the 6-4 without France just like completely, like not playing. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
don't think they're just not trying. I mean, I don't want to take any credit away from England because they were really good in
Oh,
the
they were
first half.
ruthless.
Especially on the break. I mean, players like Saka, Rashford,
Saka, the hat trick. I like Bellingham. He allowed Saka to get his hat trick. So I have to say, England for the whole tournament, they really played like a team. They actually played together like a team. And again, honestly, I'm so sorry. Going back to Portugal again, you have. I'm sorry, no offense here, but Portugal has more quality than England, but individually, you can't win games. And England, they have a lot of youngsters, and together they play so well. And I think this could be the foundation for success for England. I don't know, but all these youngsters, I feel like with more experience, like Euros, we need to watch out for England. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I mean, you could say the same about Portugal if Ronaldo doesn't play. Like they have
Like,
in
listen, my man, I don't know if you heard, but apparently he's gonna pay the Euros. Please don't. I beg.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's I mean today's like episode isn't really about Ronaldo, but knowing him, he probably would play. But I guess back to the third place playoff game. I mean, Like, yeah, I mean,
England,
you to be fair covered a lot of it. I mean, England were good.
they were very good.
They attacked the space from
Teamwork.
behind. I mean, France just didn't even like have any like they didn't have any defensive shape or structure. A lot of the times
No,
when England were on the break, it was just like
they really attacked
wondering where the
France.
fullbacks were, sort of
And
thing.
head to head, I think England, France, recently they have a better head to head record against England. But you know what? Records are meant to be broken. And for me, sometimes I like to look at head to head, but I'm like, it matters what happened on the pitch. Like, you could have beaten England in the past 9 times, whatever, but if on the day don't turn up, what do you expect? I had a friend, I spoke to her, she's French. And I said, this is pure humiliation. And she's like, but Thelma, what's third place? What do you get out of third place? Like, we don't care about third place. I said, but if you wanted to be in the final, you should have played better against Spain. Like, this is your fault. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, you just have to get on with it.
Yeah, but I also think that is like that like kind of like encapsulates what people think of the third place. Like, even though England deserve to have that third place, I personally do think that they should just get rid of it, like abolish it. I mean,
Yeah, you know
like,
what?
we can
In a
we
sense,
could
it
look at
doesn't do nothing. I agree.
we could go I don't know 60 years in the past, and we all know who won, who came first, and who came second. Nobody really remembers third. You know, you could go
Third place,
40
yeah.
years, you could go 20. Nobody remembers the third and fourth places. So I just don't, and I just think it's just an extra game for players to bump their numbers up and to make their tournament stats look slightly better than what they were. I mean, we mentioned Kylian Mbappe earlier. I mean, 10 goals at the World Cup, 4 assists. It's like it's unprecedented. Like you won't see that again for a while. I mean,
No, I don't think so.
it's
And
it, you
also, the worst, I mean, the worst, the best is that he's going to play for another one, at least one more World Cup, at least. So we can see someone who's going to break his own records.
yeah, and I mean, for any other player, you'd see them score 10 goals at the World Cup and have 4 assists in what 8 games, and you'd say they'd never be able to top that. But like, he's just seemingly topped up each. Well, I know he didn't win it this time, but like
You know what?
he was
France with
performing.
Zidane, I'll be scared, mate. I'll be so scared.
Yeah, but I still think though I do think Messi was in a way. I don't want to say robbed because I think if anybody
Oh,
should
mate,
deserve
hey, if you're going to talk like that, I'm going away, mate.
because this game isn't like prior to the final. Of course, Messi didn't score in the final, but prior to the final and the third place playoff game, they both had eight, and of course, based off how FIFA do their ruling, the player with the most assists tops the chart.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And I just think for Mbappe to not only score 2 goals to boost his numbers to 10 and then also get an assist as well. So it's in a sense to me like Messi could have even scored two at the final and he still might not have gotten it. Like
Yeah, okay. So
I just think the
let me
numbers are
correct
just
you.
skewed and on in a way almost undeserved because this game is in essence meaningless. It's the only
Okay,
game in the
but
tournament that
but
is
look at the
meaningless.
okay. You wanna go there with Messi? Let's look at the difference, shall we? And I'm not being rude, but France were helping Mbappe. Argentina, do you see them like Messi carried them on his own to the final? That tells you what you need to know. The guy is a genius. He's a great player. That in at 39 by himself found inspiration to lift his team. But the trouble is the team didn't reply that back. I'm sorry they didn't. Because if you really wanted the guy to break the record, flipping help him. And they
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, that's
Final,
also
the
another
final,
thing.
zero shot on target. I've never seen a team in the final with zero shot on target. Are you mad?
Yeah, that's a. I completely even forgot as well. Mbappe is actually with those 2 goals the all-time top scorer, which is obviously an incredible record to have at his age, only 27.
And he's gonna break his own record. Watch this pace.
Yeah, I mean, I find it really difficult to see it getting broken. To be honest with you, even with the like
Are you sure?
extra. Well, I mean, I find it difficult that he himself like that. Mbappe will not be the all-time World Cup goal scorer, if you know what I mean. Like another player won't break his World Cup record.
But it's gonna take a while though to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just I,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I get it.
like I said, I just wish it had been done in more meaningful circumstance.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And you know what? Is there any way you think if all the FAs around the world they're like, you know what, third place is pointless? Can you just? Do you think that FIFA would listen?
I mean, probably not because they just produced a game like this, which is probably the game of the tournament. Like
Yes, it
watching
was
how
10 goals.
Mbappe. I mean, I thought Mbappe was good all throughout the game. If I'm being honest with you, but like players
Oh,
like
Lycée was
Olise
good
started
too.
to heat up, get better. Upamecano had a really good second. Like just loads of players had good games from both sides. To be fair, it's just like for me looking at that, I don't really like assessing and analyzing their performances because really and truly, um, the second half was competitive, but that first half was so like uncompetitive that it's hard to really talk about it as if it was a meaning. Like, yeah, I mean, this game for me is honestly just a friendly, just
Yeah, you
another
know
good
what?
game. It's
It's
like,
I don't see the purpose it serves. Actually, I don't.
yeah. So I think that's probably a good place where we can leave it. I mean, England did finish third, France finished fourth. Both teams would have definitely had, I think, title aspirations, but they'd have to wait another 4 years. So now,
Well,
yeah,
I have to say, yeah, England has changed my opinion of them because I felt bad, but I didn't expect actually nothing. And what happened is that when they don't have pressure, that's when they perform. But also, Jude Bellingham, he had an amazing tournament. And there are some other youngsters as well. Unfortunately, I forgot the names. But I have to say, I can see that Thomas Tuchel, I was very critical of names they left out, like Cole Palmer. But I'm like, you know what? As a manager, you have to make those tough decisions. And in a sense, we have to agree that it paid off because we've seen the trust he put in a lot of youngsters and it worked. It actually did work. And frankly, I see them going far in the Euros and they could actually win because they narrowly like against Argentina again there was a lot of decisions that were against them in a sense and I didn't like the way the Argentinians did against England. I didn't like it, but at the same time I have to be honest. Thomas Tuchel, he shoots himself on the foot because had England attacked again and again of Argentina, it could have been England in the final. We would
yeah.
never know, but
Well, moving on to the final, Argentina, Spain. I think
it was a
probably
boring final. Do you
probably
agree?
the most one-sided, and yeah, in a way, I agree with you. Boring final. I mean, you could have
Thank you. I thought it was just me,
if
but
you weren't concentrating, you probably could have dozed off to sleep and missed it.
mate,
Off.
do you want to know what I did in the final? First half was so, I'm not going to swear, was so effing boring. My son, because I was traveling the next day, I mean, I'm currently in Portugal. My son hair needed to be done. And I'm thinking, you know what, yeah? Instead of doing it after the final, let me do it during the final. That's how boring the game was. So I was doing my son's hair
Yeah,
during
I
a
mean,
World Cup final.
yeah, I actually think it was like, a lot of people like have said and stuff online about how it's like. I think like people talk about that Spain performance in the final as if it was like one of the all time kind of great performances, and in a way it was just because of how dominant they were. But I
Yeah.
like it wasn't a great. Like I just
It
thought it
wasn't
was.
exciting
I
like
thought
in
it was
2010,
exactly what
right?
they've shown all tournament. Just like control, at times pretty slow,
Yeah, and I
punchly,
felt like
boring, but they got the
both
job done.
teams, they were defending more than actually
Defensively
attacking.
solid. Yeah, I mean, Spain really didn't even have to defend. I mean, like you said, no shots on target. I think it was 3 shots in total,
Yeah,
and
the
they all
only
came in
time
the last in extra like in
extra
time in
time.
extra
That's when
extra
Argentina
time.
started to play. I think
Yeah, when they were a goal down.
Argentina, they had a game plan, I think. So here's my theory. I think because they've already produced the extra power, extra time. They felt, oh, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna turn up at extra time or whatever, whatever. But it didn't work that way. I think the game plan went against them, and for me, the whole time, I'm going to be controversial here, but if you realize Argentina actually, for most of the tournaments, during extra time, they actually had the best performance because before that, let's agree, they were average. And we can look at many examples against Egypt, against England, even against Cape Verde. So, but I have to say, and I did some research. This is the first time a finalist zero shot on target. I was shocked. I was like, so you're in the final, enjoy it, play like this, put your body on the line, like put your life on the line. Like I don't care, but
But
if I
in
was a
fairness though,
player,
we saw signs of this. I mean, like outside of Messi, this Argentina team never looked good going
no.
forward. They
You
never
know
did.
what? My husband, we had a massive argument. He has been a fan of Argentina for forever. And I said to him, is it because of Messi? He said, no, no, no. There was Batistuta, there were Verona. So I'm like, okay. So I said to him, compare those teams. Imagine those players when the fan of right now. I said that they had good players before, but right now it's Messi. The rest, I'm sorry, but they're crap. I think whoever takes over, I mean, if the same guy takes over Argentina, remains as a manager with somebody else, you need to do a clearance because Messi carried that team to the final. No one else. No one else. I'm sorry, but also I hated the behavior of Argentina throughout the game, trying to get Spanish players sent off, fighting at the end,
Yeah, well, I
and
mean, I think that's just their only way, really, of in a sense
but they've done
competing.
that a lot.
They were quite clearly the inferior team, and I mean, inferior
They
doesn't
were.
even do it justice how one-sided it was. I do think it's quite interesting though to think um, Argentina realized that Spain were the better team by far, and they realized they couldn't.
Messi said it. Have you
They
seen
realized,
what Messi said?
yeah, I mean, they realized that they couldn't compete, so they kind of gave up the ball to Spain, and
Yeah.
it was up to
You
Spain to break
see,
them down. And it
Argentina,
reminded me of the semi-final between England and Argentina. It just makes me. It's just interesting to see that
England could
England
have come
were
go to the final,
inferior,
right?
but like England were the inferior team in terms of like quality, which is why Argentina kept the ball for the majority of the time, whereas it was the reverse for Spain. So then imagine if England had played Spain, it would have been much of the same in essence.
I think England would have give the game to Spain a lot more than Argentina did for the whole of the game. But
But they
also,
didn't
it
even do
shows
that to
you.
Argentina, though, is
No,
what I'm
but
saying.
look at Argentina. It was really pretty much a Messi show. It was just about Messi. But Spain, you know what? Yeah, I have to say, Rodri, this guy deserved the Ballon d'Or. I've watched, every game of Spain. This guy dominated the midfield in every single game. My man did not allow. He was organizing the midfield. He was helping, making sure the backline. And as you see, they only conceded one goal for the whole tournament. This guy deserved the Ballon d'Or. No one else. No one else.
I actually do. I agree that I think Rodri is one of the more most underrated
Completed,
defensive players.
underrated, and
Like
completed
I
player.
think his defensive game goes under the radar, but like he was a massive part of them being so defensively solid. But
Was
I will
solid.
say though, I completely disagreed with him actually winning the Golden Ball, the best player of the tournament, because I don't. I mean, if you ask me, I don't even think he's been the best player in Spain. If I'm
No,
being honest,
I agree with that. But at the same time, who would you have given it to?
the best player of the World Cup,
Yeah,
I would have given it to Messi. And
to
then
Messi.
yeah, and then I mean, if I had to, if not Messi, I would have probably then given it to
Cool.
Mbappe.
Sorry. I'm on the call.
Like I just like we're meant to be speaking more so on the final than in terms of the overall tournament. I do
I'm
think
so sorry
Messi,
about this.
so it's all good. I do think Messi was the best in the tournament, but of course he
It
didn't have a
was,
career behind
but
it.
do you know why? Yeah, do you know why I didn't get it? Because of FIFA, the way they already were giving a lot of favoritism. Now, if you give that to Messi, that would have feel more. I think that's why. That's my opinion. But because a lot went for Argentina's favor, imagine now you give that to Messi. A lot of people have been upset. They'll be like, "Oh, but that's not fair." So I think that's the thing. I think this World Cup was more political than all about football.
But I almost think though that's more the people just letting things become overblown. Like it was political because of what people online were saying and what people were. I understand Argentina aren't everybody's favorite team, and
No,
for example, with the final, they're not exactly a great watch, and especially if you're
no.
a
And
Ronaldo
after
fan.
the game, how about that?
Yeah,
That
and
was
then
bad, mate.
I'll get onto that. We'll get onto that next. But then, of course, if you're a Ronaldo fan, of course, you're more like
Man,
tuned in.
listen,
I think the kind of favoritism on the FIFA stuff was
no, people
really
think,
just.
listen,
It
I
was
love
really
Messi. I used to love Messi.
outdone, outrageous, and some
No,
some
I agree
some
what you're saying.
because a lot of these
I'm
players are
not
like imagine
biased.
because
Sorry?
imagine working hard and like getting to this point, like a dream for yourself, playing for your nation at a World Cup and people and winning games, tough. Like they had to fight in a lot of these games and come back from instances where everyone thought that they were done, they were dead, they were buried. So to do all that, to get to the final, people are saying to you, FIFA this, FIFA. I mean, I never once backed it or agreed with it. I thought they got to the final off their own merit and they deserved to, but of
Well,
course
I don't agree with you on this one. Sorry.
they were
I don't.
beaten by the best of the team.
I mean,
They,
it's okay. We can have different opinions, but for me, I've always been, I love, like, I don't want to explain this to you. I am a massive Ronaldo fan. And it's not because I'm Portuguese, but there's even people that are not Portuguese that love Ronaldo. I've also been a Messi fan. I mean, this guy's career speaks for itself. But again, FIFA involvement, you know, I didn't like it. I just didn't, and he spoiled the whole thing. And you're saying, oh, it's online, but the evidence was there. Infantino, I'm sorry, but if I was a president of FIFA, I would be neutral, right? My job as a FIFA president to make sure that the World Cup runs smoothly, that everything is in order. That's what I think a president should behave. Not being biased and supporting Argentina all the time. I feel like it was more marketing that Argentina goes all the way. Because a stadium,
but
would
can
you
I
pay?
understand, like, where would your, like, by supporting Argentina, um, like, what would you say, how would he have shown that he supported Argentina? Like,
He did. Yeah, there were some tweets that he deleted straight after, and he even said, "Oh, I'm scared. I was worried, like Argentina." He was there. Listen, he's all there. And for me,
I just don't think that plays in, even if that is the case, I don't think that plays a role on the games themselves. Like, I mean, like we said, Egypt were 2-0 up. They were 2-0 up. I mean, they could have shut up shop, sit back, and held out, but they didn't. That's not really anything to do with FIFA. That's just
listen, there was a
getting
lot
out
of
of a tough
decisions
situation.
that were in Argentina favor. In the final, how come the goal was disallowed?
Because I forget the player now because it was
Nico Williams,
no, Nico Williams scored it. No, I know, was it Oyarzabal
he
or was
scored
it
and it was
Moreno?
disallowed.
Somebody stepped on a player's foot, and that is in line, consistent with what happened against Egypt when I think it was Hussein. I think stepped on Lissandro Martinez's foot, and they ruled out that goal because obviously Martinez had the ball out wide. They stepped on his foot. Then Egypt scored the second goal to make it 2-0, and they disallowed it. They
Okay,
did the same thing
for
after the
me, if
final.
you look,
It's just because it
yeah,
was on Argentina's side,
yeah,
so
but
it
I'm
looks
not.
like they were
Listen, I'm
favored.
not
That's
anti-Argentina.
more
That's
just
not what I'm doing. For me, there was so many corruption. There was, and a lot of people say football won. I tell you right here, right now, if Argentina had won, I would stop watching the World Cup altogether. No, no chance. There was racism going on. That FIFA has done nothing. The fight at the end, he suspended a player, but then he took the suspension away. It's like nothing has been done. Like when Suarez beat somebody, he got punished heavily. But that's what he deserved. when Zidane did his, but like everyone got what they deserve for their behavior. So you're telling me fighting for like for stupid reasons, for stupidness, it's okay. Like no. So me, I'm so glad I was supporting Spain all the way. I'm Portuguese. We hate Spain. We don't give a damn about them. But I'm thinking, I can't allow. I'm a person of color. I can't allow a team racist and nothing is done about it. Like no, do you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
It's turning political now, but for me, the best team won. Personally, that's matter
Yeah,
of
I think
fact.
that definitely that can't be argued. I mean, I think even coming into the World Cup, the final I did predict Argentina to win just because I was like I don't know I was becoming a believer in all these miracles that Messi was producing, but I did know that Spain were the better team, and of course we know Argentina like they're fit. Like it's this isn't just this generation; they've always been like a team,
Yeah,
physical
but you
team, hard
see,
knocks. But that's not hard knocks, rough housing other players. But that doesn't excuse what we saw
at the end, it
a
doesn't
couple
excuse,
times
but
from Paredes
I
at
tell
all.
you why I knew Spain was going to win. If you remember, I'm sure you do. And if you don't, maybe you're too young and I'm too old. Okay. But when the golden generation of Spain won the 2008 Euros, they went on to win the World Cup. When they won the Euros and they went to the final, I was like, this is a mirror. And I knew they're going to win. Not only the 2010 and 2026, they started slowly. First game in 2010, they lost and then they won. And then this World Cup, I saw the same pattern. They drew and then they won every game. The only difference is they conceded. Like, I mean, they also conceded when they lost, but I'm saying it's a mirror. Like,
Yeah, no,
this is a
I
new
do.
golden generation for
Yeah, no,
them.
I agree with you, and I mean, like, when you watch the 2010 team, of course, 16 years on in the future that we can all say tiki taka, greatest,
Yeah.
football play style. But I'm sure if you watch back the games now, like I'm just sure there'll be a lot of people who don't like that kind of play. They think it's boring. They think the over dominance
Listen, I
takes it.
don't care.
But it's the
If
exact
that
same.
wins your
It's the
World Cup,
exact same. It's the exact same as this generation of 2020 of the 2020s. And I agree with you. I think
it doesn't
they're
matter.
just as
Listen,
dominant. They control the tempo. They're slightly different in the way that they have like more out and out wingers in like Yamal, and I know Williams didn't play, but he ended up playing in the finals and coming on in the final and had a massive impact.
he did.
And speaking of impact, Ferran Torres. I mean,
Oh, he's amazing. He scored the
before
winner.
this, I mean, this guy before this tournament would be slandered by everybody, including Barcelona fans. I think he has quietly had one of the most underrated tournaments in this World Cup in the
Even
world. Again,
Mourinho.
Marino as well, but I mean, like people took notice of Marino, especially after the winners against Portugal and Belgium. Whereas Ferran Torres, nobody really notices what he
Split it,
does.
yeah.
When Oyarzabal has poor performances, isn't involved, doesn't do much, doesn't help the team. Ferran Torres comes in and adds a different dimension. He makes different runs. He's more mobile. He's more likely to get involved in games. And obviously he misses more. He's less clinical, that's for sure. But he does add something that Oyarzabal
That's
doesn't,
the
and
thing as a
people
team,
should
isn't
applaud
it?
it.
We're going back again to, Spain together. I love, like you said, the players have been underrated and stuff, but together, that's what matters for me the most. They produce quality, and some of the games, yeah, it wasn't excited, but come on now, would
They
you
were always in
rather
control, though.
play
I think that's a
exciting?
fact. They were
No, but
always
would
in
you like to
control.
play exciting like France and then not win, or play a bit boring and win?
Yeah, and I mean, it also comes down to the squad depth as well, the players that they could bring off the bench. I mean,
The
Williams
manager
and
deserves
Williams
credit.
and yeah, Williams and Ferran Torres combined for the winner, a late winner as well.
Yeah.
But, they were impactful the moment that they kind of
Yeah, but the manager deserves praise, mate. Like the guy is a genius. Every time he substituted, there was a difference immediately. There was an impact immediately. Amazing.
and I mean I had like we've already gone over this, so there's no need to go over it again. strongly disagreed with the Rodri winning the Golden Ball, but I have to say I'm pretty happy with the other results. I mean, young player of the tournament. I thought they were going to give it to Yamal just because of the name factor, but I'm glad that they didn't, and I'm glad they gave it to Kubasi, who had
Yeah, I was happy
some
for that
great. I
too.
mean, like just because he's a teenager, just because he's a defender, people shouldn't like shy away from calling this one of the best international. I mean, this is an all-time great international tournament,
Yeah.
and he's only 19. I mean, like I said, I was scared they would give it to Yamal. I didn't think. I thought this final just followed suit with all of Yamal's tournament, just okay, just like
Yeah, it wasn't his best
average. Like I don't
tournament
want to
though.
sound harsh, but he wasn't really like I honestly thought Nico Williams, who started on the bench and came on later in the game. I thought as a whole he had a better, bigger, and more impactful performance in the final. To
Yeah,
be
it's
honest,
underrated.
yeah. I mean, I just thought like have a little section for Yamal. I didn't think, of course, 19 years old, Euros, Champions League, no, Euros, World Cup, La Liga titles. Yeah, I mean, he's the Champions League away from pretty much completing the set. Do you think?
Mm.
Do you think the Ballon d'Or is the next step for him? Do you think?
For Lamar,
Yeah, I mean, this year in particular because he won the
I
World
do
Cup final
believe that's
anyway.
the next step. And I think, do you know why? Yeah, I was very, I won't say negative, critical, because what I saw 2 years prior in the Euros, I mean, you trusted what a 16, 17 year old, and I knew this guy was going to be massive. But this World Cup, I feel like the biggest stage on earth, and you fell short. But at the same time, it didn't matter because Spain had the quality anyway. But that wasn't his tournament, so in a sense, I don't think he deserved that. And you're right, it shouldn't be just because of a namesake. But he will definitely come back, Lamar. Let's not rule that out. And I don't know. Again, we're going back to the 2010, 2026. No Real Madrid players, only mostly Barcelona players. Yeah, I feel like it was a mirror.
Yeah, like I mean, I think Ramos and Xabi Alonso were in the World Cup squad. But speaking of Real Madrid players, I think I just want to give a personal mention to Cucurella, who I think, in my
Oh yeah,
opinion,
Cucurella, he
I
was
think you can look
fantastic.
back. I think you can look back at the very first World Cup up until this World Cup. I strongly believe there is not one fullback who has ever had a better tournament from start to finish than Cucurella
No,
did,
he commanded the defense. He
and attack
commanded the
and
defense.
attack as well. And I mean, like obviously he's not Yamal. Obviously Yamal draws double teams, triple teams. But I mean, Cucurella in his runs going forward, his crossing. I thought I just thought offensively he was very valuable, almost as valuable as Yamal was. I mean, not in different ways, of course, because Yamal's Yamal, but Cucurella had his moments going forward, and of course, like you mentioned, like I don't recall any winger giving him any trouble throughout the duration of the tournament. So I mean, I thought he should get a mention, and it might be controversial, but I actually had Cucurella as the best performer for Spain, then Kubasi, then Rodri. I mean, that's nothing to take away from Rodri. I thought Rodri had a great tournament, but I just thought, like, can you name me one game where Cucurella or Kubasi did not perform for
No, they
Spain?
did. Look at look at the records as well. Like the clean sheets they've had. The only time they slipped up, I mean, if you call it slipped up, as against Belgium. But other than that, they really like defensively. Yeah,
They looked
Cucurella dominated the
unstoppable.
defense.
They looked unstoppable, and I mean, we need to remember as well. Spain play a high press and a high line. We see that high line used by Hansi Flick at Barcelona. And every season in the Champions League, without fail, they go out because of the high line, because a defender gets sent off, because he's caught in between a rock and a hard place, because he's in a bad situation due to the fact that a player has run in behind from an onside position to score a goal, and they have to bring them down. We see it in La Liga too. It's just they don't Barcelona don't get punished as they do in the Champions League. But Kubasi made like Kubasi never looked in danger when like looking at the highlight. He was never really a problem for him ever, which is why it's so impressive to me because of all the players he came up against, particularly the French, and the speed that they had coming in behind, we just never saw it. Like we never really saw Mbappe running in behind, and every if we
No,
tried, it
they
was either
tackled him
offside.
well.
Unai Simon came out well and sweeper keep and did the sweeper keeper job well.
Yeah,
So
but they. You know what? I think Spain, the defense especially, they must have studied because they really handle Mbappe well and they handle Messi very well. Messi had no room. He had no room to do the stuff that he usually does.
yeah,
And
and I
if
mean
you look clearly against France, it was the same thing. They really dealt with Olise and Mbappe. They were Olise and Mbappe usually do the two of them combined can actually make damage, but they managed to tackle like they did their homework, they did their research. That's what I'm saying to you.
yeah, I mean Messi and Mbappe combined had 18 goals over the World Cup tournament. Neither
Mm-hmm.
one of them even got close to a goal against Spain. And I mean, I just think not only does it speak to that back line and really the team as a whole, but like I just want to also mention like they were handled in very different ways. Like I mean, with the high line of Mbappe, I think you can give a lot of credit to Kubasi and also to Unai Simon with it, like as I mentioned, him being the sweeper keeper. But then with Messi, it was very different because I've heard many people try and say, he had a very bad game. It was awful. It was like he didn't do anything. He didn't do much. Don't get it wrong, but it's like almost could he have done? And I'm not saying that to kind of give sympathy or give him an excuse or anything, but it was kind of like there was nothing there. Everybody else for Argentina was sat back. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like the very rare occasions that Argentina did get the ball in the midfield, he'd look up and there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. On the odd occasion, maybe Alvarez was there, but Alvarez hasn't been a good outlet this entire World Cup. And of course, one man against four isn't feasible. That's not gonna Alvarez was never gonna hold the ball up. So as much as I think it's definitely a game that Messi would forget, not just because of the result, but also his own personal performance. I don't think it was as bad as what people say. I just think, like we've mentioned, Spain they were just a different level. There's
You
really
know
not
what? They
much
were
to add
different
on.
level. They were clearly, as I said, they've done the homework. I didn't see how Mbappe, how Messi, how and even Ronaldo. I didn't see how they could have gone past the midfield, let alone the defense. They did their homework very well because, frankly, I think there was a moment of brilliance for Belgium that they managed to get a goal, and that was hard for them, but Spain was just too organized. I think the first game, they were a bit like, because I even did not rated them so high when they started the World Cup. But then I remembered 2010 World Cup. They started slowly and built momentum. So now I'm glad that Spain won for football reason. And also, I feel like they deserve it. The best team won. It was an excited final. They were not playing excited football, as you said, tiki taka. People don't really like it. But if I was Spanish and you play boring, but you win me the World Cup, I'll take that. I'll take it.
Yeah, and I mean, you even mentioned how Belgium scored, but like Belgium didn't score through the high line. Belgium scored in a different way. They scored in like almost a half court, setting in where in it says where the ball was in Spain's half and like crossed into the box. Um, and they scored in that way. But it's like the high line. I've never seen a team utilize the high line like this and still look so impenetrable and so untroubled defensively. It was really like what I mean? That's why for me, like people need to speak more on this Kubasi performance as well as Kukure and really the entire back line. But I mean, those two in particular, I just thought individually every single time they handled their opponent um, very easily. Just there was like any problems was taken away immediately, and yeah, I mean it was two masterclasses of performances over the whole tournament.
Masterclass. I love it.
Yeah, and I mean, and same for Rodri as well. Same for, I mean, Pedri came on late. I mean, we've mentioned how Pedri
Torres.
has been
I mean,
benched, but
we can go for the list.
he had a good finals performance when he came on. Again, speaking of that
We
squad
can
depth,
go. We can go for the whole squad. Each one, they all added something, and you know what? This is a team that's gonna dominate. I mean, the domination started, um, Euro 2024, and somehow I knew. I don't know why, but 2 years ago I knew somehow that this is not the last you see, and the same manager that was there for Spain in 2024, and I researched about the guy. You know, I was so into this guy, this manager. I'm thinking this manager deserves a lot of credit because we talk about players, whatever, but who put that team together? Who made the decisions? One man. And
and
I have to
without
say,
one of their most important players during the Euros, in Nico Williams, and they
oh
pretty
yeah,
much got
Nico
to the finals
Williams,
without
he
him.
deserves a lot of praise. But I'm saying this guy, there are some players that people say, why would you take that player, whatever? And he said, you know what? I believe in that player. And I love the fact that he had a belief in that team. And I'm sure you're going to research all about him. But my man, before taking over Spain, he believed in going back to the youth. Like, I think from what I read, this guy De La Fuente, he lost his job. He didn't coach the biggest club in Spain. So the fact that he lost a job, like to a, I won't say average club, that's not nice, but in La Liga, no one expected anything of him. There was no phone call. No one expected nothing. He saw an advert in a newspaper by chance to say, "Oh, come and coach under 19 or whatever." And you know what? Because he likes development, what happened before the success of the Euro and the World Cup? Every team he managed, the Spanish team he managed, they went on to win. So he went back. He said, you know what? In order to have success, I need to go back to the roots. The roots is the youth. He believed in the youth, and look at the result today. Nobody will talk about that. They'll think, oh yeah, the players, the players. The guy believed in the system, and he won everything there is to win with the
I mean,
Spain.
and they could like their predecessors, they could go and do the trifecta, do the treble, win three straight, like they did in the from 2008 to 2012. I mean, do you think that they can? I mean,
I think they can,
I think they
but
definitely can. I think they have the squad too. They have the
they
depth.
have the squad. But
Their team is only going to get more experience. That a lot of players on that
yeah, but
team aren't
now
even peaking by the next Euros.
Yeah, but now the one thing I want to say is that let's not forget the teams that can actually pose a threat to them. Belgium tried. I feel like Portugal want to redeem themselves. I feel like England felt like, oh, we should have been us at the final. So when you're at the top, everyone wants to beat you. So I believe Spain will, they could. But all the teams we've seen in the World Cup, so I think that what I like is that we don't know. Everybody would like a shot at beating Spain. I mean, wouldn't you want to be like, "I will beat the world champions"? So
Yeah,
I
I
think this
mean,
is a very. I
everybody
think it's
can.
better to leave it open ending because I don't want to say yeah, definitely it's gonna happen. The one thing that I know is that when Spain won the Euro, they went on to win, and that's the second time in the history as well to win the World Cup. And the second time that happened, they won the Euros and the World Cup. That's a beautiful story. That's like a script. I love it. But as a Portuguese, I'm sorry, I don't want them to win.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, like you say, everybody has a shot. I mean, there's still great teams in the world, but I mean, I just feel like Spain are like the surest. I mean, like 2 years from now, if I'm a betting man, I'm definitely putting my money on Spain, and it's not even just because of this World Cup win. Of course, that's a major factor, but I mean, you just look at the team. I mean, their starting 11, what they can bring off from the bench. Think of the players that they like. We haven't even mentioned Dani Olmo, and his performances over the World Cup. I mean, I think it speaks volumes that over Euro 24 and World Cup 2026, I don't. I I'd go as far to say I don't think Yamal has dominated a tournament, yet Spain have almost dominated both tournaments. I mean, he had a great game against France in the semi final of
Yeah, he
Euro
did.
24.
That one, you can't
Yeah,
take that away from him.
and he had, and I believe he may have led the tournament in assists, but the stats don't always tell the full picture. In the final, he was largely locked up and kept quiet by Luke Shaw, despite getting an assist. But I think this is what I'm saying. It speaks volumes for the quality of the squad and the team that they've gone and won back-to-back tournaments, and we really haven't seen the best of Yamal at a tournament. It's
That's
crazy.
scary.
Rodri's how old? Rodri's like probably about just hit his prime. I'd imagine he's 27, 28. Players like Pedri, Yamal, we've mentioned.
Rodri's
Nico
got another
Williams.
World Cup in him.
I mean, maybe even two, but he'd probably be at the end of that. He'd probably be on the decline in that second one. But
Do you
yeah,
know
I mean,
what? You can
all the
afford, like,
stories.
if I was Rodri and I can give a shot to one more World Cup, I can even say, no, actually, I don't want to play in a World Cup. You've won it already. So, that's a scary thing. I should say, yeah, Lamine, we haven't seen the best of him. And that's scary because if we see the best of him, this guy will be unstoppable. Him and Williams, I can see the connection. Honestly, I can see it. They can really do some damage.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I'm gonna say I can't wait for the Euros now. I'm like, I wish Euros next year because Spain, they're the defending champion and they're also World Cup champions. You have England with a fantastic run. You don't know what they're gonna do. Belgium, I feel like, after the golden generation didn't produce much. I feel like there's still a lot of talent in that team. I
yeah. I mean,
don't know.
to be fair, quarterfinals for Belgium was like pretty impressive. I personally, I never really enjoy the Euros. I always feel like the Euros is like it never really lives up to the
Live up
hype
to the yeah.
in terms of all the games are slow, they're kind of like boring, uneventful at times. Like especially compared to the World Cups, like World Cups never really miss in my opinion. I
But you
think
know what?
I thought 20
There's one team I'm looking forward to see again is Norway. Honestly. So Euros, I want to see Norway again, man. Honestly, that guy Ireland, I hated him as an Arsenal fan. I'm like, this guy has been just talking rubbish, but I've seen the brilliance. Like he carried his country really on his back. Like you are an amazing player and you backed it up not only for your club but for your country. Now I can't wait to see Norway again. I have to say, yeah, I do believe what you say it's a bit boring, but we've seen a lot that can excite us for the Euros. I feel like I don't know.
yeah. I mean, yeah, like definitely but the dark horses of the tournament. I mean,
All right, Norway.
they added to what made I would love to see them at the next international
Yeah.
tournament.
Oh, I can't wait.
But they really
Norway.
added to what made the World Cup so great. I mean,
Yeah.
every year, every World Cup, I mean, like you always feel like that's the best World Cup. You feel like 2018 is the greatest World Cup of all time. Oh, and then 2022 happens. Then now 2026 happens. Like it just progressively gets better. You'd hope for the same for the Euros, but I'm pretty confident in Spain. To be honest, I don't. If I'm not mistaken, is it the World Cup in 2030 that's in Spain, or is it the Euros?
Yeah. So
I'm sure.
2030 is gonna be Morocco, Spain, and Portugal.
Right? Yeah. Um,
That's
I
exciting
mean,
at the home of the reigning champions.
yeah, like I'm saying, they'd love nothing more than to win it on their home soil.
I hope not.
You just think about like the squad, like we say, we hope not. It's just like you can't argue with
You know
logic,
what?
you know?
The one team I want to see more as well is Morocco. I feel like they've won me over. I feel like they didn't have the best, because I expected them to outdo what they did the last World Cup. But honestly, I can't wait for the next World Cup. But I'm already looking forward for the Euros because, frankly, outside of Europe in a World Cup, who was really excited? I mean, I liked the unpredictability of Argentina. You never knew whether they're gonna get kicked out or advance. But I've got to say, South American team they haven't really impressed me. African teams have impressed me though. especially Morocco and Egypt. So yeah, so I can't wait for the Euros.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, maybe like one last mention on Argentina and what their future looks like now. I think whenever a player of
Yo, you
Messi's
said
level of
it.
quality leaves,
No, you
it looks
said it.
bleak.
You said something very clear, and I love what you said. Without Messi, they're pretty rubbish team.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
the
are pretty
goalkeeper wasn't
average.
bad, but
Martinez, that's a good mention. That's a good shout. Martinez had a great performance in the final.
not only the final, but I think
The
he
whole
also
tournament
carried the
really.
team. He carried the team
It
throughout
was really
the
good
whole
against
tournament.
Switzerland as well. But yeah, I can't believe we actually forgot that. I think that shows how long it's been since the final actually happened. But he was really. I mean, that game could have ended a lot earlier
Against
than
Spain, yeah, no, he was,
extra time.
I
Like
think,
really.
you know what, but that shows you that he had more to do than the Spanish goalkeeper. But he kept Argentina, and not only against Spain, but I think many matches. But I have to say, Argentina need massive surgery. So they need to sit down and
Yeah, but
analyze.
Martinez was so good that people like thought he should win the Golden Glove over Unai Simon, and like his performance was that good. Like I'm not even too upset at that argument. I'm fine with Unai Simon winning the Golden Glove, but yeah, I mean, just one last
Me,
point.
I'm
Martinez
upset that
was
Raya, Arsenal goalkeeper, didn't play 1 minute.
yeah, that was a shock to me, but I mean, definitely he has his favorites, like and it paid off. It really paid off. I don't
It
know if
did pay off,
Raya.
so we can't complain
Yeah, I
much.
don't really know if Raya has the sweeper keeper in his game. He's a good shot stopper. I know that one. I know he's good with his feet, but in terms of actual league playing sweeper keeper, I don't know how good he is at that because Arsenal he doesn't really face that when playing in the Premier League for Arsenal. But yeah, like we said, I mean Argentina. I don't have much hope for them coming into
Yeah,
the
my husband,
Americas, the next World Cup.
we spoke a lot, and he said that, it's funny because when he started, again, sorry, I'm not gonna ask your age or anything, but beginning of 2000, if you remember the players they had some, like Batistuta, one of the best Argentinian players I've ever seen in my life. Amazing. They had Veron. They had good players then. Ortega, listen, if you go 2002 Argentinian team, you feel like, oh my days, they were sick. They had identity, they had presence. And I see that only for Messi, okay, Martinez. But the rest, they're so forgettable. So as I said, they need massive surgery. Who are they going? They need a massive clearance anyway. Who are they actually? Me, I'm surprised that guy Garnacho. I'm surprised they didn't bring him because it's not that bad. But then again, if you are a coach of Argentina, you don't want somebody that not that you want the best of the best. But I have to say
But
they
but
need
in a
to
way that they don't even have like of course Messi is the engine. He's
He's
the
the engine,
one
he's the
truly
heartbeat,
great player.
he's the
But
backbone of that team. He's everything. He's the
yeah,
backbone,
but it's not
the
as if they
heartbeat,
don't
the
have
engine.
anybody either. Like I mean, Julian Alvarez had a tournament to forget, but you would back him going into tournaments. He just had a bad tournament. I'm not a fan of Martinez. I never really have been a fan of
He
um
was good.
Martinez, but like he's a striker who plays for Inter Milan, plays Champions League regularly. Um, Nico Paz as well. He didn't really get any minutes. He didn't feature, I don't think. But they do have
No,
players. It's just what Messi gives to them, how he makes players better, makes players like
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
or
But
more like
again,
players
we're going
who
back
aren't
to the
more
quality of
footballing
Messi.
level, but he makes them, but
That's what I'm saying. We're going back in
making them better.
circles. We're going back in circles though, because that's exactly what I've been saying. He carried the team by himself. He motivated them, lifted them. That's what captain should do. And as a captain, for what he did for Argentina, I don't think we're going to see somebody like Messi for a long time. In fact, I don't think we're ever going to see someone like Messi again. Personally, I don't think so. But
Yeah,
without
I agree, and I
Messi,
think
that team is, I don't know. But they need to find the next captain. They need to find the backbone of the team. Massive surgery is needed. And you know why? Yeah, my husband is right. He said that look, Argentina always produce good players. I do believe they will bring like Copa America. I don't know when it is. Is what in 2 years? I'm not sure. But it'll be good to see
Yeah,
life without Messi.
it's 2028, and I mean, I agree in some sense because I mean they probably said the same about Maradona and now Messi. For me, no disrespect to Maradona, but I think Messi is completely
No, Messi's
in a
better.
way
I know people.
out like done. I don't want to say outdone sounds disrespectful, but it's the only word I can really think of in terms of because that was really the only thing Maradona had over Messi in terms of his leadership and how he could galvanize
Yeah,
a team and make them
the only time.
overperform. And Messi's done that in back-to-back
Yeah, he
tournaments.
has. The only time Messi failed as a leader was when the team was acting crazy. He just sat there and didn't do nothing. But going to the game as a leader, he's been outstanding. And I don't know why people compare Messi and Maradona. You can't compare like Messi. So if you want to compare, Messi has won more than Maradona, a lot more. So that's the end of the debate right here. Messi has also won a World Cup before. So I don't know, but I feel like Messi has done better than Maradona.
I mean, as well, like three World Cup finals we've kind of brushed over. I know we lost two of them, but also
It doesn't matter. Three
if you
finals.
really analyze his career as well, he didn't even get to play in 2006 all that much. He didn't even feature in their match in their knockout stage match against Germany. So of course he played at six World Cups, but all in all, he really was only when he was the mainstay, when he was actually a starter, no questions asked. He played at five World Cups and went to three finals. So I mean, the finals 60% of the time is crazy when you think about it. It's just an interesting statistic that I figured out recently. So
So, so yeah, three
yeah,
World Cup is an achievement.
and it's just it's a shame that his World Cup kind of legacy ends in that way, in that type of
I'm sad about that. I
yeah.
mean, for me, forget all the controversy, forget that. But you know, when he entered the World Cup, I wanted to see, and I did say when we started this year, I did say I can see Spain, France, and Argentina going far. And I didn't know. I forgot who else was part of the semi-final, but I did say them three. And I'm sure a lot of people were like, "Oh, let's see how he responds, whatever." And for me, it's not really him. We can't put the blame on his door. It's not really his fault because when you look really closely, it was more his teammates were acting dumb excuse me for my language, but it wasn't really him. But the fact that you are part of the team, boy, you get dragged into it, and it's a shame that all your achievements, people are gonna remember this. What it's a shame. I wish he had retired. I don't know. But if he had retired, do you think Argentina would have gone to the final? Big fat no, no chance.
Definitely not. But I mean, of course, it's sad to see him go and it's sad that he's retiring. But we can always, look back on all the memories. And I mean, these last two campaigns in particular, at 35 and 39, that's what people, I don't think, don't realize how impressive that is. I almost think it's more impressive than a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old dominating a World Cup. Being 35 or 39 with your physical attributes kind of at an all-time low and to be able to dominate a tournament like that is crazy to me. And I just
Me,
think, like
you
both those tournaments are, top three level of all time campaigns and
Yeah, the last
crazy.
World Cup, I have to be honest, I was actually for Argentina to win. I'm thinking, you know what, France, you are the reigning champions, but give it to somebody else. Do you know what I'm saying? And what I liked about that World Cup, despite some controversy that I'll learn later, but I'm not gonna go into that. What I liked is that Argentinians criticized Messi. They said, "Oh, you for Barcelona, you are the best. You play so great, whatever, whatever. But for your country, you do nothing." they compared him with Ronaldo. And that's the sad thing. We should not compare them. But anyway, Ronaldo managed to win for the first time a trophy with Portugal, even though he wasn't really part of the team when they won it. And at least he can get those critics off his back. He's won something with the team. But at that time, I don't know if you remember, but Messi didn't win nothing with Argentina. Absolutely nothing. Copa America kept on losing, and the World Cup, at least he went to the final. But so there was a lot of criticism for him. But what I liked about Messi is his conduct. He's always been somebody humble. He didn't fight back. Like, see, Ronaldo usually is very upfront and confrontational, but Messi is different. It's like, I'm going to let my football do the talking. So what did Messi do? He worked harder in silence. And I saw a shift as well when he played for Argentina, and I saw like the first Copa America success. It wasn't like, oh, you see, huh? No, my man did his work, worked harder. He managed to win a Copa America. I think not once but twice. He went to the World Cup final, and that was it. So the one thing I loved about that story with Messi is that he managed to silence his critics. He managed to do it with humility and hard work, perseverance, dedication. And it's such a shame that the greatest player for me of all time has to end like that. It's a shame. It really is. I
Yeah,
hope
it is.
people
It is.
remember the brilliance. They remember that there's such a powerful legacy that we're not going to see somebody like that again. The rivalry with Ronaldo, trust me, I don't think we're going to see that. Those two, they deserve everything they've got at the moment. And I'm not being biased what I'm saying, but this rivalry, we're not going to see that. I don't think we are. What they had, they brought the best and the worst of each other as well. But Messi, this guy is gonna go down as the best of all time. Anyway,
Yeah, I
for
mean,
me, I told you this before. If you win a World Cup, that's the end of the debate, and he's won it.
yeah, I think as well he's the best World Cup performer of all time. I think Kylian Mbappe is very, very close behind him, and I think you know, like give him another, top level campaign like he's been doing all his career, and he can't overtake Messi. I don't think that spot is under is I don't think that spot is sealed and shut under no debate. I don't think the greatest player of all time though is under and is can be debated. Especially I mean just for being able to perform at this level, best in the world levels at 39. I mean, which other not just football player but sports athlete has ever at 39 competed with the best players in the world at their primes and almost well I mean, if you're going head to heads and individual head to heads, he did outperform the best players in the world, like players like Mbappe, Haaland, all those type of players. But yeah, and I mean, like you said, it is the sad way to go out. But we don't look at the sad; we look at the positive, and the positive is while this Argentina generation that went to four straight major international tournament finals, two Copa Americas, two World Cups, and won three titles. A great, like, I mean, people might not like this is one of the best dynasties of an international team of all time. And as they, in my view, in my opinion, that dynasty has kind of ended now. We have this new Spanish dynasty coming up, and I mean, we don't know how many. I mean, not even coming up; they're already here. Like they won the Euros, now they have the World Cup. I mean, I don't even know how many they could go four straight. Really, I mean, in terms of another Euros and another World Cup. But yeah, that does conclude though the entire campaign.